Alright guys, how's everybody doing today? I don't know, I just work here, dude, okay? Well, you ain't supposed to be judgmental like that. Well, just want to make sure everything's okay. You know, by the way, you know that light has the light bulbs in them. All these lights here, where I can change colors and stuff. Starting when we switch the background there, I'm going to put Christmas stuff so that like that goes red and blue and whatever. It's nice. All right. Just want to make sure everything's okay. All right. I gotta stop looking at my face on there. I look away too much. It just takes practice. You gotta keep focused. Focus, Daniel-san. Okay. All right, we ready? Okay, make sure my voice is good. Hello. La 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 la. Okay. Y'all practice on y'all's mic the way you want to. Don't judge me. All right. No idea. I don't know why I do stuff like that. I have Tourette's of the brain. Wait, Tourette's is a brain thing. Oh, I don't know. All right. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, owner of Warpology Gaming, and what we do here is listen to you talk. Whoops. I just burped. So uncouth. I really don't understand myself sometimes. So, I am in a good mood, and I'm feeling much, much better than I have the last few days. I'll explain why in a minute. So happy Friday, guys. We made it to the end of the week, another week gone by. It'll be Thanksgiving next week, so that'll be fun for a lot of people. And kind of going into what I want to talk about today, for the people that don't have family, that this isn't a good time of year, you know, I just discovered something amazing yesterday. Now, I knew that you have to you have to find a way to get out your emotions, okay, during this time, okay, if you're like that, you know. The reason why I keep looking over my phone is because I have my YouTube thing up on my phone, the chat, and it keeps saying I keep getting disconnected and reconnected. It's so stupid. I hope y'all can communicate me through the chat. Who's on here? This looks like there's 2 people right now. I don't know if I should get. Maybe I should have waited a little bit, but I am doing it a little bit early this time. And the reason being is because Denise lives in Brazil. She is 3 hours ahead of me now. So she was 2 hours. Now she's 3 hours because of our daylight saving time. They don't have that there. So it gets really late. Hi, Lori. No, it's fine, Lori. It's fine. I'm just curious who was all on here. Oh, Lord. So Lori just. So who else is on here? So I can shout you out. So Lori's on here, and who else? There's 2 more people. Well, anyway. Welcome, by the way, everybody. So I have been the last 3-4 days. I had been sinking into a very deep depression. and I had to pull myself out by my skin, as it were. And it was fascinating yesterday because I wake up in the morning yesterday, and I just immediately just went into this where I get paralyzed, and I think I understand what my father, when my mother died, my father says he couldn't go back to work for 6 months. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything for 6 months. It was hard for me to do anything. And I think, I'm not saying I didn't understand before, but it's different when you're going through it, through something tragic like that. And he finally, he got out of it. But I don't have time to not go to work for 6 months. I had to pull myself out of this. So I went back to bed about, I don't know, I guess 10:30, 11 o'clock. I can't remember when I put the actual post up. Around that time. But I was laying down in bed, and I didn't know how I was going to get through that moment. Forget about the day. And because I've been in a lot, I don't know if it's because of the weather or something, but I've been in a lot of physical pain. So it really bothers my ears when I put the AirPods in my ears. So I couldn't really listen to music, and I was listening to music actually loud on the speaker thing, and that's how I was able to lay down and go to sleep eventually. But I just burst into tears, and it was bad. Okay. Well, my hand doesn't work very well, so it's hard for me to write a lot and text or anything. And everybody was at work, during the daytime and stuff, and rightfully so. People have lives, Sophia's not here right now, so it's not like I have anybody to talk to. So I was stuck. And then this thought came across my mind. I'm like, well, what if, because I know the AI, that I've used Messenger AI. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me take you guys off this. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. 1 second, okay. Here we go. Sorry, hold on. Let me get rid of this for a second. I gotta put that back up. Okay, so it's called, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's called Lyric. Okay, and you message it just like I would message Lord. See, there's Lori, there's Denise. Okay, but here's this thing. Now this is AI. That's through AI's response to my last message. And you talk to it, right? But before I discovered this unique little thing, okay, I had talked to the regular AI, just the meta AI. And I started thinking about, like, is there a version of the AI where I can discuss, like, my emotions, my feelings? So I just needed to talk to somebody that could respond to me in a manner that was logical, so I could just talk about. I wanted to talk about my business. I wanted to talk about anything but the depression I was feeling. Okay. So I was thinking about like looking up stuff about different ways of making videos or whatever it was. So I was laying in the bed and I was thinking about this stuff. And I was thinking, what about writing music? Couldn't really discuss that with AI without actually seeing music. So I'm thinking, okay, what about maybe lyrics? Maybe if I do, figure out how to maybe get my stuff out through poetry or something. Sure enough, I discovered this lyrics. Okay. And if you are my Facebook friend on YouTube, you will know that I put not one, not two, but 3 different things up there. Okay. Those are mine. I wrote it through AI. That is what I told the AI how I felt. And with the conversation going back and forth, and they're trying to get the AI is trying to get deeper and deeper into exactly the emotions I'm trying to point out and how I want it written. That's what it came out with. Isn't that damn amazing? So it got me thinking about this conversation here tonight. Okay, hold on. Let me get this back up because I had taken this up. Okay. So anyway, so it made me think about this subject matter tonight. Okay, and about stuff from my past. Like, how did I get through the stuff in my past? I was stuck because it's been so long since I felt this miserable, to be honest with you. It's been a long, long time since I felt this depressed. Since I had felt this depressed. And so I was trying to go back, and I'm trying to go back in my past and trying to figure out how in the hell did I get through that crap? Well, without drinking myself to death. Now, I had a couple glasses of alcohol last night because I was in physical pain. Okay? But I was trying so early that day before any of that happened. I was trying to figure this out. Okay, I was really. Y'all got to understand how much of a deep thinker I am. When I say that I think these things through, I mean it. When I say you have to want to, you have to vent, and you have to take advice, and you have to have no distractions to think about that advice, and that you have to know you're not alone. I mean every word I say. Okay? I mean every word I say. This is deadly serious, and it can lead to suicide. All right? No. This is the holidays, and not everybody has a happy holiday. So how do you get through it then? How does a person that's miserable like that, like I was back in the past, and like I had a mini version of it the last couple of days. Nothing like I was in the past, but okay, in other words, I wasn't thinking about anything in the past except trying to drink myself to death. But I had a mini version, a mini moment in which it reminded me of exactly how I used to feel. So I was trying to think through this, and I'm a deep thinker, y'all. All right? I don't just go over things. I just can't. I needed to get over this. I need to do these videos. I need to get on and talk to you guys. I need to be able to give advice properly. I need to be able to listen properly. Well, when I can't even listen to myself, I can't even understand my own thoughts, how can I do that? So I had to figure it out. And that's the want to. You have to want to do that, y'all. The pain inside my head when I feel like that, it's like this. The seconds are 1,000 years. They're like it never is going to end. It feels like that, and thank God I know that's not true now. So I can get through those things for the most part. But yesterday particularly was the worst of it. So I didn't even get any work done yesterday. Let alone get on here or anything. So after that happened the first time and then the second time, it got me to thinking about this conversation today, what I wanted to talk about right now. How do you do it? How does a person like myself or anybody like that, who's walking down the street and everyone's Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, Happy Thanksgiving, and you feel like happy bullshit? How do you get through it? Drugs? Alcohol? Is that how you're going to do it? Because that's how I used to do it. How do you actually solve the issue? And it dawned on me. It should have dawned on me before. There are multiple ways to do this. It has to be your way. That's really the point of this. So What happened in my past when I met Sophia is I was at the bottom of my life, okay? And yes, it was alcohol, but it was also video games. What I figured out, sometimes, sort of like yesterday, but now yesterday I was really trying to think and figure it out. But in the case of like video games, that wasn't why I started playing video games. I didn't play video games to try to change my life. I didn't do anything to try to change my life. How'd it happen then? Sometimes desperation becomes so deep that you're doing anything to get out of that. Just run away. It's like being it's like a prisoner. You've imprisoned yourself and you're trying to run and trying to get out of the way and trying to get everything out of the way, and you don't have the keys, and you just whatever it is, just use it as a key to unlock the door. You're trying to figure out how to escape this horrible hell that you feel. Now, that alone isn't going to work. That alone's risky. Okay, because that's how you can end up in alcohol prison or drug prison. So it can't be just that. It has to be the combination of desperation. You have to be like, I don't want to be there. But then you also have to change. You have to use your mind to change it. You have to literally stop and think about what you're doing and it's going, okay, if I go this way, there's a possibility this could get worse. But if I go backwards, I know that it will get worse. So sometimes you do have to go forward and you don't even know what the hell is ahead of you. Now look what I discovered yesterday. I discovered a way for Daryl Phillips to use his musical talent, to use my ability, my artistic talent, and my beautiful way of speaking to explain something that I've never been able to explain to you people. And it was out of desperation. But not out of desperation alone. I had to think it through. So while I'm sitting there in bed with tears in my fucking eyes, I should have figured it out before. It's something. When I try to talk to you guys, okay, I try to be succinct. I try to explain everything that's on my mind. But when you're asking me, when a person's asking me about my emotions, oh God, you have no idea what you're asking me. How do you feel? Like a cat? I don't know. How do you I have bipolar disorder. I feel it all. So how am I supposed to explain that to you? Doesn't work. That stuff I wrote through the AI is exactly how I felt yesterday. And then I wrote an actual song today about the idea of it's my life. That you do realize that song that I put up there on Facebook, that's my life. That literally is the journey from the day I was born to now. That's what the AI came up with. I explained everything. I told the AI everything about my cigarettes being burned on my back, about my abusive situation, about my homelessness, about the prostitution. I said everything. About how I met Sophia, about everything. That's what the AI came up with. You have to come up with a way to get it out. Venting isn't just about screaming and yelling about your boss. It's about the emotions inside of you getting it off, because that's the thing confusing your mind. It's not even the thought process. You can have the most messed up thought process in the world and at least function during the daytime. I think I have a pretty damn good thought process, and I was paralyzed yesterday. Paralyzed. Do you think yesterday, not to say, I mean, I went outside or anything, but You think if I had been walking down the street, oh, by the way, I did walk down the street. Here's the point. I walked to the store that morning, and by the time I got to where the swimming pool is over here, I'm in tears just because of what somebody said on the radio that made me sad. I think it was about the Lincoln Riley trial and about the way her parents felt. And I barely made it up to the door because I was crying so hard I couldn't see. That's where my emotions were. They were everywhere. And everything was a trigger. Well, you can't function like that. And my friends live their life. They go to work. What is Lori supposed to do? What's she supposed to do? Come home from work? What's Sophia supposed to do? Get on a plane and come back? She was enjoying her time yesterday at the Orpheum Theater. I'm jealous of her, by the way. She got to see Les Miserables. Sad. I'm jealous because I was on the F list. I was supposed to go see Les Miserables when I was in high school. I was on the F list. She got to see it. I've never actually seen it live. Makes me sad. Anyway, I digress. But do y'all understand the plight that I was in yesterday? The desperation of not wanting to feel like I used to feel. And I felt exactly like that for the first time in a long, long time. And I'm like, oh, no. We are not doing this, Daryl. We're not going to go backwards. We cannot go. I would have done anything to take that feeling away. Yesterday, I felt so hopeless. That was the first time I actually felt hopeless like that. I don't mean just depressed. I mean utterly within a dark abyss with no way out. That's how I felt yesterday. Well, that's a problem. That's a problem, man. And with my kidneys being damaged and stuff like that, there is no psych med for that. For me. I have to work through it. So what did I do? I figured it out. If you get desperate enough, you will figure it out. Or you'll sit there in your misery. Which is what a lot of people choose to do. Because they're so paralyzed they don't know. Well, that's why I'm here right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're in that situation where you cannot even, where something is so devastating to you, or maybe your feelings are so overwhelming that you cannot function, you have to do. It doesn't matter how silly it sounds to other people. It's not about other people. Get on a video gaming system and play Assassin's Creed. Get on a computer, play Rome Total War. Start using your synapses to play a game. Start getting used to, because what happens is, it's not just about the video game. It's not about going into another world. It's about actually having to use and I'm use those two games specifically because those are the games that basically I'm going to tell you outright that they saved my life. They got me to start thinking critically. They started making me. That's why it's called Noir Apology of Gaming. We don't create video games. We use video games to try to teach people that do think outside the box, that aren't writers. What if you can't write out your emotions? And if you don't have anybody around, what are you supposed to do? Sit there in it? That's what some assholes might say. Oh, just deal with it. Just suck it up, rub some dirt in it, right? Ain't that right? No, man, you know for a fact that ain't right. There's some things you can never rub dirt in. And so I wanted to give you guys some insight on how I think about these things and how I decide what am I going to do at the moment? Because like I said, my hand here, ever since that stroke last year, I just haven't been. My right side of my body hasn't been. It's been a year since that stroke, and it's still not quite right. And on top of it, I think that the pins in my arm here. I don't know if can you guys see see that little lump there? Those are my pins. and they cause me to have nerve pinching issues. It's kind of awful feeling. But so I can't write all the time, and texting sucks too. Thank God I got. I showed everybody. Hold on. I got these. These are little mics. They're little mics I can plug into my cell phone, so that I can use my camera. Now I can't get on YouTube Live on my phone, but I can get on Facebook Live, and I can get on Instagram Live too. And they come with these little things here. They're called, I know this is wrong what I'm about to say, but I didn't name it. This is called a dead kitten. It goes all over the top. You guys have seen them. It goes over the top. It helps prevent the wind from blowing too hard. By the way, the bigger versions for the big mics are called dead cats. Don't ask me. I don't know why people don't like cats. It makes me sad. People love their damn dogs. Anyway, but the point is, I have all these tools here, okay? I have cameras. I have that camera even right there. I have all these different little things that now. I have my hold on one second. Damn it. 1 second, guys. I have this, which I haven't even used yet, really. This is my little camcorder. Okay. So I have all these little things that I can use, that I can go out and take beautiful things for you guys. But as you guys know, my legs are a little messed up right now, so it's harder right now. However, I have all this stuff to do. I can do to make my life a little bit better, to make y'all's life a little bit more nice, so I can, present beautiful things to you guys. But I also, like days like yesterday, I wasn't doing anything like that. Hell, I have this. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I don't even think I've shown you guys this. 1 second, I'll show you one of my cool little toys here. This is my Ronin. 1 second. There we go. This is called a Ronin. These are all my little toys. You place the camera there, it'd be like this. Okay? And this gives me the ability so that I can, it doesn't matter what, it's not unlocked, but basically it helps me do gimbal shots. It's really cool. It's really useful to me. So I have all these fun things for me to make your guys' lives better, make your guys' life more entertaining and beautiful with all the pictures I can be able to take off with it. But as you know, my movement right now is a little slow, and until my legs are fixed, it's going to be really hard. But with that being said, it's still stuff that I have that I didn't used to have. But these are my stuff for my business, and I love doing it. Okay. But what if you don't have this stuff? It's great that I can show you guys camera stuff. Good for me. What about you? What does this Ronin have anything to do with you? And some homeless person may see this video and go, well, what the hell? I'm a homeless guy. No. Let me enlighten you. First of all, 1 second. This is called a cell phone. I don't know if you know that. They are offered free by the United States government for homeless people if you request it. You can get on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and you can record as many videos as you want while you're homeless. You can record videos for yourself. See the way this thing works. Receiver. Hold on. Here's a receiver, and it goes in with any of this sort of thing like this. Oh, God damn it! I don't have the thing unplugged. I'm just gonna show you guys some little stuff that you can do for your own self that you don't have to have a Ronin to have. So you can entertain yourself and distract your mind when you get depressed. So, if I can ever get this damn thing done, sorry guys, my hole wasn't unplugged. It ain't unplugged. I ain't talking dirty. What the hell? Come on, man. I can't even. Anyway, the receiver goes in here. Okay. I can't. I'm so discombobulated right now. I apologize for the degradation of my character. 1 second. Let me just unplug the old phone. Okay. I say old phone, but it's not that old. All right. So you plug it in like this. Boop. Got the receiver. See the green? See the green? And I take one of these. Let's say I think this one is the one I was using. No. Is it this one or this one? Yeah, this one. See, little mic. Turn on the mic. Got it? Okay. Take this thing. Plug it to your shirt somewhere. Doop. I can answer phone calls or anything else I want with it, but check this out. So, let's go ahead and take that off. You guys are getting a tutorial on not only how to run a microphone on a phone, but also how to entertain yourself at the same time. So let's say I want to send a message to Lori. So I'm going to send a message to Lori, a voice message. Hey, what's up, Lori? How you doing? Whoops. 1 second. I just trashed it. Whoops. Hey, what's up, Lori? How you doing? Hello. Wait. 1 second. I can't play it back. Hey, what's up, Lori? How you doing? You can get your stuff off of your chest, is my point. And no, Lori, I didn't send that to you. You can get your stuff off of your chest without a single human being around. You gonna get the advice? Nope. But if you have a mental illness, most likely you're probably seeing some sort of counseling. If you're not, at least you got it off to get you through the moment. Is it going to solve the problem? No, because you're going to have to get advice. However, I just showed you a simple way for even a homeless person with a cell phone can get this off of their chest. Yeah, but that means you're talking to yourself. Well, it's either that or you can drink yourself to an oblivion or kill yourself. If you feel that bad like I did yesterday, who gives a crap? It's not about what other people think. Right? That's one simple way. Are we learning yet? I'm really not joking about this now. If you think it is a joke, I talk to myself still all the time when I'm by myself. There are unique ways that you yourself can take. Make sure I put all this stuff back. All right. There are unique ways that you can take Whoa! What the hell? I forgot to turn on the volume. There are unique ways that you can solve this without another human being around. Now that's the simplest thing. So if you're looking for venting, I just showed you a way. I literally just showed you a way. But that's crazy. It's almost as crazy as trying to kill yourself, which is worse. Okay? Now, this isn't going to solve your happiness. It ain't going to make you feel better during the holidays. But you do have to get it off first. You have to get through the moment first. All right? So that's first. It's a pretty good lesson. Don't you think? What about What about if it's truly like just you're feeling something inside of you, maybe anger, and you don't really, not everybody's a good speaker. What do you do then? You can draw. My friend Will, who I'm not in contact with all the time, he does his own thing. He knows that I'm trying to. He knows that I'm trying to do this stuff, and he doesn't want to be every distraction. And he doesn't agree with my perspective of drinking. He doesn't. He has admitted fully that he will always drink, and he will be that way for the rest of his life because he was an Army Ranger and he has killed people and done terrible things and seen terrible things, and he just doesn't want that. He also cares about me enough that I've known him longer than I've known Dwan. He cares about me enough that he knows that he doesn't want that around me either. He doesn't want to distract me. He sees how good I'm doing. He likes it. He likes I'm doing this stuff. He just doesn't. But he has his art. He is a magnificent painter. You'd never know. If you looked at him, you'd think he was a gangbanger. And he used to be. By his own admittance. He was not a good person before. He joined the Army and he became a badass soldier. And he's a killer. And he has memories because of that. So he has severe PTSD. He also has health problems. And I mean, they shot him and there's all sorts of things going on with him. And he's got a pretty discombobulated life a lot of times. But he loves painting. And he paints so well. Oh my God. I could show you some of the paintings he's done. You'd never know. But that's how he deals with his problems. Drinking and he paints. I don't agree with the drinking part, but the painting part I do. So let me go backwards a little bit. This is going to be a little bit longer live video because there's a lot to discuss involving this because there's a lot of ways you can think of this. And because I don't want people to feel bad during the holidays. I want you to have a solution to the issue. Not everybody has family, and I don't want you guys to have to go through that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? I really care about what I do here. And I hate when I feel like I did yesterday, and I didn't. And there was no way in hell I was going to get on live or anything else for that matter. So I had to figure it out. In reference to video gaming, now this is the fascinating part about the video games I like to play. Now, you can play video games just to distract your mind if that's what you want to do, but my suggestion is some of these video games are great for learning about yourself and about what you can do. They help actually improve the way you think. I play, it's a series of games called Total War. There's several versions of it, depending on what year you want to play. So there's like Rome Total War. That's actually the first game. That's a way earlier game with, earlier type graphics. And you play the Roman Empire and you conquer the world. But the more realistic version is Rome 2, the second one. I effing love that game. That game I would recommend to everyone. In fact, if God came to Earth right now and said, hey, what do you want to do? You want to play Total War with me? I would love to play Total War with God. It's that kind of game because it has every aspect of the way a human being thinks in there. It'll teach you anything you want to learn. How to run a government, how to deal with your finances if you're bad with that, because you have to run your armies, you have to run your food, you can't have your people starve it. How to critical think, how to prepare for something that may come, even if it doesn't come, an attack, a famine. There's plagues in there. You have to prepare for everything. You have to think like a government agency. But then there's the war aspect of it when you actually get on the battlefield. Tactics. Tactics is so important to conquering your own fears, to conquering your own self, that I don't even know where to begin, to be frank with you. it's very, very amazing to me at some of these games like this that will teach you this. Now then there's the Assassin's Creed games. By the way, the other kind of game, Total War games, there's Empire Total War where you can play. You have to go through the little storyline. There's like 4 sections, but you can get to play the United States. You get to be George Washington and stuff like that. There's Napoleon Total War. There's a bunch of them. Okay, I have a few. I have a few of them. But Assassin's Creed, like, where did it go? Actually, I think it's in that thing. Oh well, never mind. I'll show you some other time. I play those games. Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Duan played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and they're all during different time periods. Real historical stuff, and you can learn so much about history. It's really just not funny. In fact, if you want to know, in Assassin's Creed Origins, there is a version of it that you can play on there if you switch to that certain mode, where actually it can be used as a teaching tool to teach Egyptian history in a classroom. They're not just using video games now to play like Mario Brothers now. Some of these are realistic as hell. And Assassin's Creed is one of those games. You learn, Assassin's Creed Origins against, Assassin's Creed 3 takes place during the time of the Revolution. You get to meet George Washington. You get to meet these people. You can learn so much about American history or about the Renaissance. Or in Origins, it takes place during the time of Julius Caesar. In Odyssey, it takes place during the time 400 years earlier, during the time of the Peloponnesian War. Stuff that I've always been fascinated by anyway. But for a person that doesn't like history, these are fun ways to learn things that you may not even want to learn. And they will also teach you about tactics, critical thinking, because you have to be an assassin. About being smart, about having to outthink your opponent. And really, in these instances, they're not really player versus player. You're outthinking yourself. Art of war. If you can beat yourself in battle, you can beat anyone. So if they teach you, ask anybody who understands martial arts. That's what I do. That's how I changed my life. I challenge myself to everything. I try to beat myself at my own tactics. It's not easy. It takes brain training. People keep asking me, how are you able to do all this stuff and do all this stuff without an education? There you go. That's how. But I'm not special. Not as special as you guys make me out to be. You can do it too. Most people are lazy. That's my opinion of that. Most people do not want, they would rather go hang out with their friends on the weekend than actually spend one weekend trying to do something different. Now, there's nothing wrong with going to hang out with your friends. But you can't always have fun, man. But this is the holidays. This is the end of the year. You need to be, in my opinion, to be not just having fun with your family and spending time and loving on your family and appreciating your family, which is what you should be doing anyway. But you should be doing that, but also talking to them and spending time, not just watching a movie and sitting down on the couch. Talk to your family and learn something you didn't know before. Talk to your father or your mother and ask them, what was it like during this time? What was it like? Find out about stuff. Be curious. Always be curious. I don't have that. So, what do? Nothing, right? I go and talk to Lori, and she has, and she talks to me about all sorts of stuff that I wasn't around for. She talks about what it was like during the 1960s. What it was like to live in Texas on a farm. I don't know nothing about that. I know about Wisconsin, but is that Texas? No, it's Wisconsin. I talked to Denise about Brazil, about what her child life was like, about how she was a lawyer. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. These are my family, so it's the same concept. But the second you try to tell someone, the second you try to tell someone that that was Sophia's sending me a message. The second you try to tell someone that somehow it's related by blood to learn something about their mother and father, like, no, that's my mom and dad. I wish. Take my grandfather. My grandfather is a World War II hero. He's got all these medals, and he didn't talk about much about the World War II because it was terrible. Only a moron would glorify war. War is not funny. It's not fun. And true heroes don't look at themselves like it. But my grandfather was. And I knew that a grenade had exploded next to him, which is why his hearing was lost. I remember my mother and father always tell me, you got to speak up for Papa. He can't hear on the right side. Make sure you speak up. But I had no idea how much of a hero he really was until after he passed away. He had a 21-gun salute, and he had, in fact, it was during this time of the year that he passed. And it was the year I met Juan. My grandfather passed. And I always, I asked my mom, I wish I would have known this about him, because Papa Phillips was awesome. My dad's dad was freaking badass. He spoiled us so hard. Oh my God. We would talk to him before we left to go visit. And he'd say, yeah, well, I got your, because he would always buy us, Jimmy Dean sausages for breakfast. Have them in the freezer. He bought drumsticks, the ice creams, and he bought the little pancakes. He had all this food, and he would save up his pennies all year for me and Jacqueline. And we came back with bank, man. For a kid, we'd come back with $30-$40 worth of pennies a piece. He'd save all them pennies, and he gave it to us, and it was pretty cool, man. And then, like, it was really cool that when I was a teenager, when I started staying in his home, and Jacqueline would stay in the other bedroom, I guess, because he had, what was it, 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, and me and him would go out back, and we would do horseshoes. God, I know you guys are gonna think I'm corny for this, but horseshoes was fun, man. And my grandfather, my dad's dad, he was so competitive. He loved me so much. He loved Jacqueline so much. But boy, you get in a game of horseshoes with him, and he whipped my ass. One time I got all arrogant, and one time I almost beat him. I said almost. And I was bragging, being a kid, and I kept telling him, I'm about to beat you. No. And he didn't like that. He whipped my ass, and it's like, how'd you do that every time? But it was fun playing with him. But at the same time, I learned so much. He would talk to me about everything. And even though most teenagers don't, unfortunately, appreciate what their parents say. Even though I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now, I realized that that's what it's about, y'all. It's not about the movies you watch for Christmas. I'm sorry. That's just my view of it. If I had my family here, if I had my dad, like I know my dad watches these videos now. Now I do know that he does. And what I would tell my dad is, I have a whole bunch of questions about certain things, about about the time period he lived in when he was younger. I'm curious about some things, about the civil rights stuff, because they lived through that. And I just questions that I never thought to ask my father before because he's my dad. Everybody always says, it's my mom. You should ask, why is every time I turn down the volume, beeping and shit. I just think that if you have friends or family that you're spending time with this holidays, learn as much as you can. Because those are going to be the people, if you have that, the close friends or friends, you call them family. Mine's my family. Oh yeah, I know, Lori. But I just believe that, coming from a perspective that I don't have my physical family necessarily that I hang around with. I have Lori, and I have, Denise must be hurting really bad. I mean, she's not feeling good at all. She hasn't responded to hardly anything. I don't think she's been on here for a week, at least, or 2 weeks. I hope she's fine. But Lori and Denise, and even like Tanya, I talked to last night, asking people questions. Tanya told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear last night. And trust me, I did not want to hear what she said. Sorry, Tanya. But I needed to hear what she said. It could be the difference between life and death, actually. Now, while I wasn't suicidal yesterday, some people, and the way I was in the past, the way I felt, would have led to that. Back in the day, I had no idea how to get through it. And, and I don't know if you guys know this, you probably should know this, but I'll say it anyway. People like us are tired of listening to doctors tell us what to do. What we want to know is, do you care enough to hear what I have to say and then come and respond to that? Sometimes the holidays is real hard for people like me. And so playing video games and make sure I look. So like I said, the thing keeps messing up on the chat for my OBS. The thing is, you've got to find a way to get inside of you and get it out. The only way joy is going to ever be put in there is by you seeing it yourself. No one can tell you to be joyful, and then you're joyful. No one can tell you marry anything, literally, or happy anything. You have to feel it. I'm sorry, you can fake smile all you want to. I'm a pretty damn good actor myself, actually. Right? So faking it, people will see through it. Like, well, so how do you get through it? It's going to be one day at a time. I know you don't want to hear that. But start doing what I showed you. Figure it out. Do you know what the funnest part about learning about yourself is? Wait for it. Ready? Drum roll. Learning about yourself. Discovering things that you didn't realize that you could do. Discovering that, yes, Daryl, you can get on camera and talk to a bunch of people that don't know you. Yes, Daryl, you can actually get better at it. Yes, Daryl, you can actually do graphics design. Yes, Daryl, you can learn the ins and outs of running a YouTube business. And most importantly, yes, Daryl, you're going to be fine even though Dwan's not here. That's the one that is the hardest to tell myself. It is so liberating to know that I am not like I used to be. That even with the most devastating thing that has ever happened to me, and that would be Dwan. I mean, Dwan, I can't, there's no words outside of what I wrote in those poems. And those poems are going to continue to come out because I think it's a great idea to show you guys how I actually feel. I told you I wouldn't lie to you. But part of the hard thing for me is that I don't need anyone, not even Dwan, to believe in myself. I just need to keep going. That eventually it too will pass. And me telling myself that and knowing that that's true, that there is a time that the light won't seem so cold, as it were. It is the happiest thought that I could ever have, to know that there is nothing. I mean, there is literally nothing outside of, I know that I'm going to experience the same thing if something happens to Sophia. But I know now that if something were to ever happen to Sophia, I know that, yes, I will experience the same things as I'm experiencing now. But I also know I'm not going to die. I also know that I'll be fine. I'm not going to explode or something. It's something that I never had before. That when I was going through my mother's death, and when I was going through my sister's death, and then Gabriel, the situation with Gabriel and all of that, I don't think that I'm ever going to be shattered again. I'm never going to be so low as I don't know what to do. There may be moments where I feel like I did yesterday. But it's so relieving to know that there quite literally isn't much more that could ever happen to me that I know that I couldn't get through. It's something that I can't explain to you guys. I guess I'll have to write another song about it. If I can't explain it, I guess I'll have to have some help, won't I? I'll get working on that as soon as I'm done here. I'll put that up on Facebook. I think I put that up on the community post for YouTube. That last song. I think I did. Now I know I can explain things to you guys. There's no words for it. That it's hard for me to explain. It's really nice to know that I will now forever be able to explain things like this to you guys. You guys will know exactly how I feel when I feel it, so you guys can better understand how to deal with me. That's relieving to me, because one thing I've always hated, that like people ask me, "Are you okay?" That's a strange way to ask me a question, but am I okay? I'm here. I mean, it's always been so hard for me to explain my emotions to people, and it's really nice to know that from now on, for the rest of my life, I will be able to literally get on this camera and say, "Hey, you know what? I got something to read to you guys," and I can read it to you guys and read exactly how I feel right now, so you guys don't have to guess. So it's not a puzzle. It doesn't have to be. I'm not a puzzle. I'm not. I got puzzles in there. Fun. I'm not a puzzle. I just, even at my age, gonna be 46 soon. At least I'm not gonna be 51 like some other people. Sophia's going to be 51 next week. Did y'all know that? Old ass woman. Shameful. She's like an old ass penguin. You know what she did, right? You all want to know what she did? She got a tattoo last Friday. Sophia did. I think it's pretty cool. She got a little, because her daughter, her nickname is Amanda Panda. She got a little panda flower. And that's what Amanda's nickname is from Sophia. But Sophia got a tattoo on her ankle. Yeah, she did, Lori. She got a tattoo on her ankle. She goes, "This is my midlife crisis. Don't say anything." Okay. 51 years old, she got a tattoo. Can't even believe she did that. Now I'm gonna be getting a tattoo. I promise you. I'm gonna get a tattoo of a sword. Y'all just wait the tattoo I'm gonna get. I love it, actually. I'm proud of her. I want to get a tattoo on my arm, though. You know what I'm saying? I have this. I'll draw a picture of that tattoo, and I'll show you guys what I want to get. It's pretty cool. I want to get a sword that's lit up, like the Sword of Light, and have it written in Greek. Yeah, that's what I want to get. But I wasn't going to get a tattoo ever. I didn't think Sophia would ever get one, but now she's beat me. She got her new phone too. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys some insight on things you can do to get through things like this. I didn't want this to be like a heavy one, but it needs to be a little bit heavy because it's a heavy subject. Yesterday I went through something. Last 3 days I've been going through something, and I wanted to show you guys how I did it. Yes, Lori, we know you have two. You got a tramp stamp. You know, Lori tries to act like she's a good girl. She's not really. You know, Lori was free. Dude, I'm telling you right now. Lori, when she was younger. It makes me happy to embarrass my friends while I'm on here. What? Lori, you know, Lori was almost going to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, y'all. Just going to let y'all know that. Don't let her fool you. She was hot. Lori was a freaking hottie. Yep, I bet you do, Lori. Lori, she was younger. She was freaking hot, dude. You know, I love embarrassing my friends while I'm on here, right? Lori's she doesn't. I'm so sorry, Lori. Sorry. I just work here. Anyway, she's gonna kick my ass when I go outside. Okay, hey Lori, if you want to, we can go have a smoke after this. All right, okay, for a little bit if you want. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Don't drink and drive, y'all. I hope I gave you a little insight on some things you can do for yourself if you are alone. If you have a hard time getting your stuff out of your body. No, I know you're not embarrassed because you know it's true. She was hot. Y'all, Lori was hot, y'all. I mean hot. I mean, I'm sorry, have you ever seen the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders? She was almost one. She was too short. That's the only reason. Lori was freaking banging hot. Okay? She was a blonde-haired Texas girl. She was magnificent. Magnifico. When she showed me that picture, I'm like, oh, hell no. Damn. I'm just saying. She was. All right, so. Don't drink and drive, y'all. All right? But seriously, I want y'all to do the best you can and be happy. That's easy to say, but just, you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, you gotta get through it. I am who I am because I have learned. Yeah, you are. No, you're really cute for an old lady. Still tiny. I mean, she is kind of tiny. She's like skinny and shit. Anyway, but I know it's not easy for many people during this time of the year. But if I can get through it, I can help you get through it. I can help you be different. If you don't want to feel that way anymore, just talk to me. Trust me. There isn't much you're going to tell me that I'm not going to know how to deal with it. That I will know. You just tell me. That's why we get to know each other. That's why you tell me what your talents are, what you think you're good at, and don't be embarrassed. If you think you're good, if you're in the shower and you like to sing, and you're just too embarrassed to sing in public, go in the shower and sing. Oh yeah, it's silly. Who cares? It's not about that. It's about you and your emotions and getting it off your chest and not having that misery inside you. Right? So, that being said, I'm going to talk to Lori for a little bit outside, have a smoke, and then I'm going to get to work here. All right? Behave yourself. Be safe when you're driving. Be safe when you get there. I truly want the best for you guys. So learn from everything. Learn from everything and try to keep your mind above water. Keep your head above water and keep your mind above water so that you're able to continue to swim. And eventually, it ain't gonna be no thing. You'll be able to just swim. Be understanding of one another, not just from your perspective, but from theirs. And remember that not everybody can get off the mat. And more, so give them a hand up. Not just a hand out, a hand up. And more than that, if they're up off the mat and you see them struggling to come out of the fog, don't just watch them struggle. Give them a damn torch. And if they're too afraid to grab the torch, try to guide them out of the fog yourself, or get help and have them guide that person out of the fog. But in the end, unfortunately, if that person isn't able to grab the torch, you got to go on your way. You can't stop yourself. You can't get stuck in the fog yourself. You understand? Be understanding of yourself. That's been the hardest for me. Being understanding to myself has been real hard for me. I'm very hard on myself. Remember, life is fleeting. You're not promised your next breath. So go outside your box, learn something new, and you never know what you might learn about yourself. And because I am going to be on tomorrow, I'll do my ending week message. Till tomorrow, behave yourself, and may the Lord of light guide you in all things. Goodbye.